Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever in the world you are. My name is Anthony. Welcome back to the Humble Word Program. Just the other day, I heard from a brother who told me, I haven't seen you appear in my feed lately. I said, well, there's a reason for that. The reason I've not been too active online as of late is because I had knee surgery on September 15th. Needless to say, I was not up for much of anything other than lying in bed and watching a little TV. I didn't sleep well for several nights, if at all. And anything that involved thinking made me tired and nauseous. I've wanted to get online, especially with all that's gone on with Charlie Kirk. But at the same time, so many others have written or recorded extensively, and most of them have said what needed to be said far more eloquently than I ever could. Yet, here I am. Not speaking to millions, thousands, or even hundreds, just a few of you. And should I say nothing? Should I simply back up and start again like nothing has happened? Like nothing is changing? Like nothing is coming? I will once again pick up with our study through the book of Ephesians, but for now, and maybe for the rest of this week, I want to go in a different direction. But before I say anything else, I am riding around with my wife today doing errands and all that good stuff. So she convinced me that I could record while she was getting her hair done. And I thought, instead of staying up late, all that, not getting any sleep, why not? But it's raining. So here I am in our Toyota, just doing what I'm doing. Hopefully the windows won't fog up. Learn to be content, Paul said. So I've been convicted, not criminally, but spiritually. And do you know why or what about? It's because of the life and death of Charlie Kirk. And how is that? It's because he, like many of the greats of the past, set the bar so high and did so much before he had the chance to grow a single gray hair. I have a daughter that is 7 years older than him. I was already 8 years out of high school when he was born. And Charlie Kirk started Turning Point USA 19 years later. What had I accomplished? Not a whole lot. I'd managed to stay married for 8 years, had 2 little girls. I was in my second pastorate, struggling to earn a master's degree while alienating my family. And now where am I? What have I accomplished since 2012? A few things, a couple of books that never received any acclaim, a few church pastorates, a library of books, most of which are now in storage, and only a few have ever been read cover to cover. At least 1,000 sermons, probably no more than 2,000, far less than 200 people converted. I can't even begin to comprehend what Charlie Kirk has accomplished for the Lord. Even in his death, more people have come to faith in Jesus Christ than anyone can count. All by the time he was 31. I'm 58. But it's more than just a question of can. How many people are even called to be a Charlie Kirk? Not many. Few people are as mentally capable as he was. But what are we called to do? What are we capable of? What am I capable of? What are you capable of? Only God knows. That's right, only God knows. We don't know. And what's worse, I don't think we stop to dream, to imagine, to challenge ourselves. We don't have goals to change the world. We don't even have goals to change our street corners for the glory of God and the eternal souls of men. One reason Charlie Kirk accomplished so much in a short time was because he had determined early on what needed to be done and what he planned to do about it. He realized he was here for a reason, and that was not simply to breathe air and avoid pain until we die. He knew that our country was in trouble, identified a key weakness, and then determined to use every available asset God gave him to stand in the gap until it was sealed. Why wasn't I that man? Why weren't you? How many of us genuinely said, "Here am I, send me"? How many of us truly love Jesus more than the things of the world? How many of us are bold in our proclamation of the gospel of Jesus Christ? How many of us have compromised? How many of us have let the temple of the Holy Spirit fall into disrepair as we ate the food of kings and lounged on the rooftops when we should have been in the battlefield fighting for the souls and the glory of God? I've been convicted not only by the example of Charlie Kirk, but by the Holy Spirit that bears witness with my spirit that Charlie Kirk was just a man, but Jesus is still king. We still have a duty to serve him. We are soldiers in the army of God. Jesus is the Lord of hosts. Face it, Charlie was a true general of the faith in every sense of the term. He was a born leader. Not everyone is a born leader, but we are born again. We are born soldiers of the faith. We are all commanded to put on the whole armor of God and to stand against the wiles of the devil. We are told that we will be hated and mocked, no less than Jesus himself, but we have been assured he will never leave us nor forsake us, that he will be with us, empower us, guide us, and fulfill his work through us. We may never lead armies, but we are all part of the army in which the soldiers march toward victory, carrying shields of faith and the sword of the word. I've been convicted because, if for no other reason, I have regrets. If I had been faithful at all times, if I had been about my Father's business at all times, if I had been praying without ceasing and studying to show myself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, if I had been loving others as I love myself, if, above all else, I had been seeking more voices to increase praise to the one who suffered and died an undeserved death so that we might be reconciled with God, I would have no regrets, even if the end result was nothing like that of Charlie Kirk. You and I have been called, and we've been given what is necessary to accomplish any task assigned to us. Each one of us has to run our own race and cross our own finish line. What will determine whether or not we one day hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant," is not whether or not we cross the tape meant for the end of Charlie Kirk's race, but whether we are crossing the tape, achieving the goal, allowing the Holy Spirit of God to fill us and empower us to finish our race well. I don't know about you, but I'm not ready for the trumpet to sound. I've got unfinished business. I don't know Jesus well enough. I've not proclaimed him enough. I want him to come back, finding me faithful, not regretting. Well, thank you for taking the time to watch this far. May the Lord bless you. But I do ask for your prayers as I am praying for you the best I know how. If you have specifics, please don't hesitate to share them with me. And if it's something you'd like to share with the rest of the channel, don't hesitate to share in the comments. I pray you have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you again real soon, right here on The Humble Word. God bless.